In this video, I'm bringing you yet another epic product review. This time, I'm reviewing the SmartTract Go. This is supposedly the most advanced pump in the market.
Oh, fancy!
It's handheld, as you can see. A lot of you guys have been asking me about it, so I'm gonna do an in-depth review. I've been trying out this puppy for like a couple months already, so I've become very well acquainted with this little pump, and I have quite a bit of thoughts on it. So in this video, I'll go ahead and do a product overview. I'll do an in-depth review. I'll go ahead and compare it with other advanced pumps such as the Elite Male pump and my favorite, the DP4000, which I always say is like the Maserati of pumps.
Well, what color is your Bugatti?
Go ahead and check out the video. I'll go ahead and link out all the videos of the other pumps where I reviewed them by themselves as well. So it's gonna be a super in-depth video, super interesting. And at the end of the video, you'll see and you'll be able to make up your mind whether you want to get this pump or not, despite of its hefty price tag. So it's going to be a real good video. Also, go ahead and show you my routine starting from, I'll show you how to program my routines from the beginner to an intermediate to advanced routines and what routine I use every single day. So I'll go ahead and show you, and you can actually go ahead and download them down in the description below and put them into the SmartTract yourself and try it out. Also, if you want to buy the pump, I have an affiliate link down below. It really helps out the channel, really helps me out. So if you want to get it, I'll use the link below. Also, before I get started, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want some one-on-one coaching at a reasonable price, hit up my Patreon, which is down below as well. I'll give you one-on-one coaching. I'm already coaching a lot of guys.
How do I reach Key?
And it really helps me out a lot as well. Not only for the PE equipment, but also to go out on dates and try out the gains on unsuspecting victims. So it's super fun. So anyways, check out all the links, sign up for the Patreon, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. First, let's go ahead and do a bit of a product overview. So this is the SmartTract Go. You can buy it at this website. Again, I'll go ahead and link it below. Use the affiliate link to help out the channel. In any case, I'll focus on the pump itself, which is $379. Not cheap. You can get like the whole kit, which actually, full disclosure, this was sent to me for free. And I got the whole kit, so I'll like touch on like the cylinder and this gliding gel as well. So it's $379 just the pump. Now compare that to the Elite Male pump, which is $249. Cheaper. The Elite Male one is a little bit cheaper, and then also compare it to the DP4000, which is $498. The DP4000 is still more expensive, but again, the Elite Male, the DP4000 is the one that I use every single day. I already reviewed both of them, the Elite Male pump and the DP4000 in separate videos, so check out the links below for those videos. So this is the DP4000. It comes with, so you can do automatic and manual. It comes with updates, so it comes with an app on iPhone and Android that you can update as well. You can create your own routines. So that's pretty much it. All right, so here we go. So this is the box. All right, so I'm pretty excited about this. Thanks a lot to 19 Expansion 2X who got me in touch with the SmartTract developer. Super excited because this is like a handheld advanced pump, like supposed to be truly advanced. Now I already viewed the LeLuv Magna Pro. Of course, I found it good, but lacking to be a true smart pump. So anyway, so this one should be good. So I'm unboxing it. I'm going on a trip, and I'm going to take it with me on my trip. So it's gonna be the ultimate sort of real life review. How it goes through customs. I'm going actually to Europe, so we'll see how that goes. And I don't want to take my Magna Pro. I'll probably take my Magna Pro as a backup. What I have been using recently to travel is actually my bulky Elite Male Pro, which is a great pump, but it's kind of bulky. So let's see if this is going to be a little bit more portable. The package is 14 inches in length by 10 inches wide by 5 inches in depth over here. So it came to my PO box and it came wrapped in a plastic. I took off the plastic so I could cover my personal information here. Here the label just says SmartTract. It has an address here. Yeah, I think KS means Kansas. I don't know, but it's 4 pounds. There's no sort of other information that says like pump or penis or anything like that. I went ahead and picked it up. So super excited. So let's see what's inside. Okay. All right. So it comes in this fancy schmancy box here. Okay. Kind of reminds me of like the Bathmate that comes in this fancy. Now this is too much already. Like I do not want a big ass box like this. Although I don't know. Like when I'm travel light, I just put my Magna Pro pump and the cylinder, and I don't even get flagged by customs when I do that. But yeah, look at this. It comes with a whole spiel. Reminds me also like a car. Like I'm going to service a car. Let's see what it comes with. Well, here comes. This is the main pump. It comes protected. It comes with this sort of covering here. It comes with this covering here. Okay, kind of like semi-glued. And yeah, so here's the main pump. Remember guys, this is the pump, this is the cylinder. So it came with a cylinder also. I believe this is 2.25. Quality doesn't seem same material. It doesn't seem the same material as the LeLuv one. Yeah, for this purposes of this, I guess I'll review the cylinder also. I already have a 2.25. I'm not quite at the 2.50 just yet, but I'll go ahead and include it as part of the review. But I mainly focus on the actual pump itself. I already see, so this, it looks like a car scanner, like your, you know, ODB2, like you're kind of plugged into the system of your car. So it's 7 inches length. It's crazy to think that my dick is longer than this. This is pretty insane. Like just looking at this is pretty fucking insane. Yeah, 7 inches length, about almost 3 inches here wide. Okay, and then depth is about about 2 at the, if you count this back part here. In depth, it's supposed to be portable. Oh, looks, it already sort of turned on. Here we have the power cord. Okay, we have one of these connectors to a 2-prong. Yeah, because I'm going to travel to Europe, I'll go ahead and take the one good thing about the Magna Pro is you can just use it just goes to a USB, which is fine, which is great because it's a little bit more portable. This is going to go out to a 2-prong, but you know, I'm taking my converter over to Europe. And then here we have a pad. Okay, it's a black. This goes into the cylinder. As you know, I'm not a huge fan of just the pads itself. I use a cutoff sleeve, and that's only because like it provides it goes a little bit deeper, provides a little bit better protection to me than just the pad here. But I'll go ahead and try it. Usually, what I do also is, especially if I use like the pad here, I'll also put a sleeve on top of it, and that makes it a little bit better. But I'll go ahead and try it out and see, and you know, make that part of the review. But again, I'm mostly interested in the actual pump itself. I'm interested to see if they only sell the pump. Like, this is great, I like it, but I think you should have the option to only buy the pump. Like, you know, maybe you can save a little bit of money if you're not buying the cylinder. And then here we have, okay, let's take this out of the bag. Okay, ooh, fancy. It even says SmartTract. Wow. So it's a Glide water-based lubricant, aloe infused. Very nice. Okay, I like that. When you pump, especially, there's times where I've taken a break for pumping, and then I go back, like my skin starts to hurt. And what I'm using now is like castor oil, and then so I put in like castor oil, and then I put like my tidy whitey underwear, and that holds it in place. That really helps. But yeah, I'm super interested to see in how this works. I'll go ahead and review this. I don't know if they, again, I'm focusing on the pump, but it's super interesting to have this. And then we have a cord. The cord does seem a little short. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, now a little bit shorter than the one I got for the Magna Pro. This is the one I got for the Magna Pro. So no, I'm lying. They're actually it's a slightly longer. Yeah, already I'm seeing that this is going to have to plug in here. Just fine. I think a better design would be something that clips on already. That would be, but it's okay. Like, I think something that clips on. But this is, because it's just a little bit easier, more like click, and then you click it out. I think that would be already good. I really like, I think these might be different, because this one looks a little bit bigger. The one that came with the SmartTract looks a little bit bigger than the standard one, so it might be, just kind of keep an eye out for that. You know, if you have an existing, I'm gonna go ahead and test it, but if you have an existing pump, you may need to, you know, make sure you use the right hose, right? Like if I want to use my LeLuv, I'll probably have to use this hose here, and if I want to use the one that came with the SmartTract, I'll have to use this hose here. So, but you can always buy different adapters. The little fittings are super cheap. You can buy those on Amazon. It comes with this nice kit. Okay, but again, I'm interested in the portability of it. It comes like in this wrap here. Okay, let's go ahead and take the wrap off. Oh, and then it has the for the smartphones. Yeah. Oh, it's already charged. It's already charged at pre-99. So I was kind of anxious to unbox it so I could charge it and use it right away. I got a date, right? So I wanted to try that out. Cool. Then the cylinder. So let's look at the cylinder really fast. 2.25. Somehow it looks, the opening might be bigger than 2.25. See, let me see it to a regular 2.25. The same. Yeah, this is a 2.25. All right, so there you go. So this is the whole kit. Just first impression, right? I think, and again, this is without me trying. I think one here would be great if this is more like a snap-on. I think that would be a little bit more ergonomical. The fitting should be the same as like your standard fittings. I may be wrong, but just looking at the size, it may be different. The material of the cylinder is still like just not the same. I don't know, but it may be like, I think the LeLuv may be a little bit more higher quality. Just kind of looking at it, it's hard to tell. I'm not an expert on that, but it just seems a little bit lighter than the LeLuv one. Let me actually take it out. The markings on it are actually, it's not a sticker, so that's great. And it comes in inches and it comes in centimeters. I like that. I really like that, actually. This is nice. Like, this is a nice little portable. Actually, I could just probably put this, you know, put this into my luggage. I don't think if I'm going into, you know, I'm traveling with just a carry-on, this is a little bit bulky. What I usually do is I have like a small bottle of lube, the hose, the pump, and the cylinder, and I put that in my backpack, and I have never gotten stopped, at least with that. If I have the hand pump, I've gotten stopped with the hand pump in customs. But yeah, anyways, I'll take it with me. I'll try it out tonight. I'll let you know how it goes. So there you go. That's pretty much the unboxing. So I'll go ahead and try this bad boy out and let you know what I think. All right, so here we go. So this is the SmartTract Go. I've been using it. So it's kind of let's measure it. So lengthwise, it's a little bit like 7.25 inches or about 2.75 inches wide and about 2 inches at the deepest depth. Those are the dimensions. It has like this, this is how there's like a little power button where it says stop, so you turn it on and it starts turning on. So it has like a little warning here. See it? So let me actually zoom in a little bit here. Okay. Alrighty. So here, so you can see it. So it has like a little warning. Okay. Right off the bat, you have a set of screens here of selectors on the left. The first one is automatic. I have some routines. There's some more already like routines that come pre-programmed into it. I already dated mine, so I'll go into those in a little bit. You go down and then you can do manual pumping, right? And then you can do pulse pumping manually. So this is actually pretty good. Then it also shows you like your workout history. You can also factory reset and clear the workout logs. You can actually switch between inches of mercury and kPa, which is really, really good. And then it tells you information about the SmartTract. Super simple. And right off the bat, you can see the default is the automatic. So for manual, and again, I'll just sort of go and give you my thoughts as I go. So the first thing that you may want to go is do manual. One thing, and I already told the developer about this, is that it's right off the bat, it starts at 8. You have to start it, and then you can press like down to go down in pressure. Okay. But what I would like is like to be able to start at a lower setting, lower inches of mercury, because I think starting off at 8 right off the bat for manual is too high. I would like to start off like at 3 to put it on and then sort of go up. And then I also want to be able to go up and down, while it's paused. Whereas here I have to press play and then I can sort of play, go up and down. But other than that, it works really well. Like the pump, it shows you a timer, which was one of my critiques of the LeLuv Magna, is that there's no timer, which was a big one. And also how, some of the other ones uses like cm inches of mercury as opposed to inches of mercury. Everybody should just use inches of mercury, or at least here in America, goddammit. So that's that. And then so you use it and then you can press stop and then it goes back to the screen. So another really, really cool feature that I really actually like is called the pulse pumping or pulsating pumping. This is a form of manual. So you basically press that, and again, you press that. Yeah, so same thing, you can sort of go. What it does is, you can't really tell here, but like I'm covering the hole here, right? It basically pulses. So it goes to like the maximum, which is right now it's not going to be super accurate because I'm using my finger, but basically it goes to like, let's say that I set it at 8. It goes to 8, and then it pulses, like it goes to 8 for like a second, and then it goes down to 7. So it goes down to like one inch below, and then it goes back up. So it basically just, as the term says, it pulsates. That's really, really great. One feature that I would like to see here, at least in the pulse, is being able to set the floor and being able to set like how low it goes. Other than that, it works really, really well. I really like the pulse pumping for manual. So pulse pumping is super, super cool. I really like it. So basically, just kind of give you my thoughts on pulse. The way that pulse works is that it goes to like 8, for example, and then it pulsates down for like a little bit. I would say like half a second or so into like 1 inch below, and then it goes back up to your working. So it kind of pulsates. This is really well because it basically kind of works out, a little, not as much of it doesn't like let all the blood go, and then but it pulls back in. So kind of like pulsates a little bit. And what I found out, if you use pulse pumping, it actually diminishes edema by a lot. So that's why I actually have three types of routines. I have the rapid interval pumping. Basically what this does is it goes to your, mine is a little bit quirky because I don't start with RLP, but essentially, I'll show you more a little bit when I show you the app itself. Yeah. So, and then I have my regular routine, and then I have the pulse pumping routine. So, but so these are like the Even though it says manual workout here, it says these are actually the automated routines that I've uploaded. Another caveat is you can only have 3. As of now, you can only have 3 routines. That's basically it on the device. A lot of the work actually happens on the app itself. So let me go ahead and show you the app. All right, so this is the app. Hopefully you can see it pretty well. So this is running on iOS. You can set up a pin. I have it where I have to use my face to basically log in, so it's, you know, it's protected. So it has your name. You have to, I think, create like a profile at first, and then it shows you like the progress. You can also upload images, and, you know, shows you like breakdown of your exercises, you know, how long, you know, whenever you did an exercise, so you can see I was using it here. You know, FYI, also I took this for traveling, and I was not stopped by, you know, by security. What I did is I basically put this into my backpack. I took it off with all my electronics. So when they tell you to take out all the electronics, I took it out with my, you know, with my laptop and my, you know, my Nintendo Switch, and I put it out and didn't say anything. I also have my cylinder in my backpack, and, you know, I didn't say anything. So yeah, so FYI, you can actually travel this. So I was using it a lot while I was traveling, which is great because it's a lot better than the LeLuv Magna Pro as well, a lot more comfortable as well. So it's a little bit like clunkier and heavier than the LeLuv Magna Pro, but it is portable. So it's kind of one of those, you know, caveats. It is a little bit louder than the LeLuv Magna Pro, just kind of FYI. If you're trying to be discreet about it, like with that silence, it is a little bit louder than the LeLuv Magna Pro. In any case, you can basically sync it up, right? I haven't played around too much with like measurements and all that, so you can have like progress images and do your measurements and all that. Haven't played around with that. I just focus on the workouts. So here are the workouts. So basically you can create your routine. So it has like a beginner routine. I just straight away started to go into the, you know, creating my own routines. So I have like the post pumping routine, my regular routine. I'll go through each of these. You know, I'll just show you actually. Yeah, so here you can actually see my default routine. So basically I do 3 inches of mercury for 30 seconds. This is basically to apply the cylinder itself, right? Do that for 30 seconds, basically lets me put on the cylinder, and then it starts the warm up. So again, check out my full pumping guide for how I actually, you know, for my actual routine. Then I do 5 inches of mercury for 30 seconds, and I cycle that basically, and then it goes down to 2 inches of mercury for 2 seconds, and then again, so 30 seconds, then again 5 inches of mercury for 30 seconds, go down for 2 inches of mercury, then again 5 inches of mercury for 30 seconds, and basically I do 5 inches of mercury for 30 seconds, go down to 2 inches of mercury, and I do that for 5 minutes. Okay, then I do 7 inches of mercury for 30 seconds, down to 2 inches of mercury again, and I do that for 5 minutes. So all of this adds up to 5 minutes, and actually creating it is a lot easier than it looks like. I'll show you in a second. Then after that, so this is my regular routine. Then I go to 8 inches of mercury. I do that for 1 minute, and then I go down to 5 inches of mercury for 2 seconds, and I do that for 10 minutes, right? As you can see. Yeah, and notice like it powers off after a while if you don't use it. The SmartTract powers off. Yeah, then I go to 9 inches of mercury for 1 minute, down to 5 inches of mercury for 2 seconds, and again I do that for 10 minutes. Okay, and then I do 10 inches of mercury for 1 minute, and then 5 inches of mercury down for 2 seconds, and I do that for 10 minutes. Yeah, all in all, I believe the total time tells you it's 42.10 seconds. So it's quite a lengthy routine. Again, check out my full pumping guide. This is advanced, you guys. Don't do this. Don't use the advanced routine. I'll have separate routines for beginners, intermediates. This is the advanced one, so make sure you download the one that's appropriate for you down below. Then you can load that, or you'll see how I actually program it as well. So I think it's super interesting how to program it. So what's interesting is then I have like I could ask you if you want to do measurements. Again, I don't mess with that, so I just ignore that. But I should really keep track. But in any case, so then I have the post pumping, which is basically the same. Like it starts off with 3. Again, the 3 inches of mercury is for me to apply the cylinder, right? And then I have it on, and then starts the warm up, which is 5 inches of mercury. Again, I do that for 5 minutes. So I kind of like, you know, cycle that, go up and down for 30 seconds, and then 2 seconds. Then I go same 7 inches mercury, up and down, and then that's another 5 minutes, right? So this is the warm up, just kind of gets you nice and warmed up. Notice I never let it go to 0. Super important, because that way you keep your erection. That's super important that you keep your erection for maximum pumping, so that it goes, a lot of it mostly goes to the tunica as opposed to the skin. And then what I do is I do pulse pumping. With it basically pulsates, again 8 inches of mercury, and does pulse pumping for 1 minute, and then goes down for 5 inches of mercury for 2 seconds. I do pulse pumping for 10 minutes at 8 inches of mercury. Okay, then pulse pumping again for another 10 minutes at 9 inches of mercury. and then again post pumping for 10 inches of mercury again for 10 minutes, and again I cycle. So it's, notice how pretty much exactly the same. It's exactly the same as my other routine, except that my working sets, which is 8, 9, and 10 inches of mercury, I do post pumping. And if you try these side by side, you'll know that the post pumping, you'll notice that you actually get really good results, but with way less edema. This is really good, like especially if you're going on a date. I don't mind edema, so I kind of cycle for these because sometimes I want to go on a date and I actually want to maximize my edema, like have a nice, check out my other videos, like where, especially with the one where I talk about having a larger flaccid, which is really helpful. Like if you go out clubbing and some girls like grinding on you, you want to have some edema in there, throw a C-ring on, so it's okay. But if you're just kind of doing your regular exercise or you don't want to have as much edema, try post pumping. It's really good. I tried the rapid interval pumping, but I found it's not really as good for my routine, so I don't really use it as much. So but it's rapid interval pumping is basically you go up to like 8 and then it goes down to I believe it's 0 that it goes down to. So there's going to be a feature where you can actually set what your floor is going to be for rapid interval pumping. Yeah, so that's for my routines and how I work on. So I'm only going to provide you links for post pumping and my regular pumping. I'm not gonna do a rapid interval pumping because that's really hasn't worked too well for me. At least the feature works. It's just like my personal, I prefer either pulse or regular. So I showed you did an overview as to what my routines are, but it's gonna be so much better for you to understand how do you program this by actually watching me create a routine. So I'll go ahead and create a routine. So this is gonna be like my regular routine. So routine regular. You're gonna hit next. Then it allows you to select from all these. So it kind of creates your own routine. Now I only use this for pumping. I don't use it to track anything else. So the only ones that are relevant to me are pumping, post pumping, and rapid interval pumping. Okay. But, if you want to track other things, you can do as well. So this is great. But yeah, so anyway, so I'll start with pumping. So again, this is to apply the cylinder. So I'll go ahead and do 30 seconds. That gives me time. That gives me time to actually apply the cylinder. I'll set the pressure to 3. Okay. There's not going to be no rest period, and that's only for putting the cylinder on. That's 30 seconds. Then I'm going to do again pumping. Okay. And it's going to be 30 seconds. So it's going to be 30 seconds. It's going to be at 5. Okay. And then the rest period is going to be, the pressure is going to be at 2. So that's going to be the rest pressure. Okay. The pressure during the rest. And I'm going to set that to 2 seconds. Okay. And I want this to do for 5 minutes. So I'm going to do 10 of these, right? Create 10 of these exercises, right? Yeah, so, if you saw my DP4000 review, this was something that I sorely missed in the DP4000 where I wish I could program it this way. I can't. So I have to in the DP4000, I still have to do some things manually as I do my session. Whereas with the SmartTract, I can actually completely automate that, where my whole session is completely automated, which is great. I'm so used to the DP4000, it's not like a huge deal. You'll hear me more compare the two in a second. So in any case, so I'll do 30 seconds, 5 inches, and it's going to be 5 minutes. So I'll go ahead and leave that. Okay. Then you scroll down, and then I'm going to add another workout. So pumping, 30 seconds. Okay. 30 seconds. Then we're going to go to 7. This is part of our warm up. Like we're still warming up here. And again, this is my advanced routine. You will find links to the beginner, intermediate, and advanced down below. And also check out my full pumping guide for the full routine breakdowns. This is my routine, and it shows you how I program it. Then my rest period is going to be 2 seconds, and I'm going to set my pressure for rest at 2. Okay. And again, this is going to be for 5 minutes. So I'm going to create 10 copies of this. So it's going to be 10, and that adds up to 5 minutes. So you can see my total duration now is 11 minutes, 10 seconds. Okay. So I'm going to hit and save. All right. So scroll down. So now that's my warm up. Now it's time to actually do the working. Now you can either do pump or you can do pulse, depending on the variation. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Like the interface is exactly the same, so it doesn't really matter. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'll go ahead and select pump. Okay, but the interface is exactly the same. So whether I select pump or pulse, it's the exact same interface, because by default it just goes down 1 inch of mercury, which is great. So I'll go select pump. For this one, I'm gonna do 1 minute. Okay, at 8 inches of mercury. Okay, at 8 inches of mercury, and my rest period is still going to be 2 seconds, but my rest pressure is going to be 5. Okay, and my rest, you got to click here for the duration, then it's going to be 2 seconds. This is 1 minute, so I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. I'm going to create 10 10 of those exercises. So basically 1 minute of 8 inches of mercury, rest at 5 inches of mercury for 2 seconds, and do that 10 times for a total of 10 minutes essentially. So go ahead and create that. So that's 8 inches of mercury. Okay. Go down, add a workout, again, pump, and it's going to be again 1 minute. This time it's going to be 9 inches of mercury. Okay. And then my rest is going to be 2 seconds, and my rest is going to be 5 inches of mercury. And again, I'm going to do that for 10 minutes. Okay. That's it. Look how easy it is to program it. All right. So then I go down again, I add workout, select pumping. Again, I'm going to do 1 minute. This time at 10. Okay. I'm going to rest for 2 seconds. So I'm going to do 10 inches of mercury for 1 minute, and then rest at 5 inches of mercury for 2 seconds. And I'm going to do that for 10 minutes. Okay. So you'll see that. And then you hit save, and that's it. That's it. So even though like it creates all these steps, like you don't have to manually do this because of that, create number of steps. Yeah, it tells you the total duration. My total duration, yeah, it's if my working sets, when I pump, it's 40 minutes, which takes out a good chunk of my day. Like don't get me, yeah, but that's life if you want to do PE. Then I create my workout, and boom, there it is. So you can see that. Then you can basically save it into the, you synchronize it, and then you save it into the SmartTract. Other things that you can do, you can actually edit it. So you can edit the routine. So let's say I want to edit it, you can go ahead and edit it. Yeah, so you can edit it. I believe you can also reorder it and all that. But once I get them down, like I don't really need to edit them or anything like that. You can change names and all that. So I'll delete like this one that I just created because I don't need it. So alrighty, so basically this is it. And then once you have them here, you can sync up your Bluetooth to this. Basically you click on it, and they're both synchronized. Oops. Yeah, so you hit start. Yeah, so anyway, let's say you edit it, you can select which one. So again, you can only do 3 at a time. So this which one I want to replace. So let's say I want to replace my pulse one. It downloads it here into the SmartTract, and they're synchronized. So basically you can either use it with the app or with just the device at this point. So there it is, starts doing it. So they're synchronized, so you can pause it here. The app knows. Or you can resume, like they're basically synchronized, so you can use one or the other. I find it a little clumsy to have both devices up, so I just kind of save my routines here, and then I basically just into the actual device, and then I just basically just use the device. I don't really use the app at all, like my actual like day-to-day training essentially. So once you're done, you hit stop, and then you're done. Once your actual training is done, your routine is done, it'll actually stop on its own. Yeah, that's basically it on how you use the app and insights into my routine and how you actually create a routine. So now I'll go ahead and compare this I'll start with the DP4000 because that's my baby. So all right, so let me go ahead and compare it to the DP4000. And I'll tell you why, at least as of today, I still use the DP4000 every day. Although the SmartTract has definitely replaced my LeLuv Magna Pro for traveling and for on the go. Or sometimes I just don't want to set up the, because this one I have to basically take it out of the closet, set it up, connect it to my computer, connect the power, connect the USB. It does take a little bit of time where sometimes I'm lazy and I just want to lay back on my bed or with my back pillow and use this one. So, but a few things. One here is, so it comes with this hose. So the way that it works is you basically have to connect it here. You push it in, and that's how you connect it. But what's different is with the DP4000 is it has this like little connector here, okay? And you basically just push it in. It's a lot more ergonomic, right? You push this thing to get it out. So this, I find it a little way more clunkier because, you got to kind of pull it out. It's just not as, it's not like a huge difference. Another thing is like when I'm using this, like especially like if I'm on my desk, which I'm used to what I'm doing, like I'm sitting on my chair and that's how I pump is sitting down. There's like what I would want to see is like a little back stand, like a thing that just attached here, and I just kind of like pop it out. And then I can like stand it kind of like I can use my phone holder for reference. But yeah, something like this where it kind of like stands up, so I can just use this while I'm pumping and it like stands up. Okay, it doesn't have to be like a big thing. Like it just could be something that allows you to prop it up, because as of now, like if I lay it down, I have to kind of pick it up with a hand to see what's going on, whereas I want something that stands. That's kind of the advantage of the DP4000, is that it's more ergonomic, so it just sits there on my desk. And this is just like DP4000 is designed to like, you know, like sit here like on my desk. So that's one thing. They have the connector. Also, I like, you know, kind of like on the hose itself. To me, like the hose works fine. It looks pretty heavy duty, no complaints. But I like to use this longer hose. I think this one came with my Magna Pro, if I'm not mistaken. It might, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was with the Magna Pro. It might have been with the late mail pump. I'm sorry, like I don't remember. But it's a larger hose. And I prefer that because you just have a lot more room to sort of, you know, sort of use it. So I would like the hose to be a little bit longer, at least because like the way that I'm using it, it's more mobile, right? Moving it around. Like if it were on my desk, you know, like notice my DP4000 hose is not that long because it just stays stationary. So those are like, honestly, those are like the only ergonomic things that's kind of like stopping me from using it. And I'm just so used to the DP4000, but goddamn it, is it close? It is close. Like if it had like those types of things, I would probably just use this and finally retire my DP4000. Okay, I think the big lack of the DP4000 is that the software, I kind of wish the software was open source so I could literally go in there and program and upgrade the software to do the things that I would want it to do, because I'm sure you can program it to do all those things, but it's a limitation of the software, not of the pump itself. But unfortunately, the software is not open source and the manufacturers are not shipping out updates, whereas with the SmartTract, they're continuously right now pumping out updates to the software. So for example, as I was using it, they made changes. I was talking to the developers about being able to edit, being able to, you know, create multiple steps, being able to set your floor duration and your floor pressure as well. So it was super critical to get those. And I waited for the developers to add those features so that I could do a proper review on it. And they did it pretty quickly. That's great. I think that software hands down goes to the SmartTract Pro. Ergonomics still slightly goes to the DP4000, but the DP4000 is not portable at all. So, you know, just kind of, you know, keep that in mind. But if this had like a little stand or something where I could just use it, if it had like something where I could connect it instead, where, you know, I guess at the top would still work, but like, you know, and this is not a deal breaker. I think this is fine. Like, you know, where I could just unclick it like I would here with the DP4000. Yeah, so that would be great. All in all, I think like, if you were to choose one and, you know, this is a little bit cheaper, has software upgrades, I would recommend the SmartTract Go versus the DP4000 because I think it has better. And also with the DP4000, you can't do pulse. You can't program it. Well, technically you could, but it would be such a pain in the ass to really program that. You know, just because of the ease of the programmability, definitely the SmartTract Go. So I still use this. I'm just so used to it. The ergonomics of it are a little bit better, and I don't have to be like, you know, like holding it in my hand is the big one. I just kind of look at it here, or I look at the screen. If there was like a, you know, I'm not saying there should be, like, if there was somewhere I could like use it on my desktop, like use the app on my desktop, that might help. But no, I think just a little stand for it, like that would be enough where I can just kind of use it while I'm sitting down. So that would be great. Yeah, that's basically it. So that's my comparison with the DP4000. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do a brief just comparison with the Elite Mail pump. By the way, some chick just texted me. She was gonna come over, but I said no, I'm working on a project. I am letting go of Poontang for you guys. So hopefully you appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit up my Patreon. Support me there because I'm missing out just for these reviews. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do a super depth in depth, just mostly on the ergonomics. So look, it's the Elite Mail pump is a lot heavier, so it's definitely a desktop application. It's not something that you're going to take on the go. You know, it has the same thing with the hose that you put in the back. Yeah, by far, you know, I like the Elite Mail pump, but by far the SmartTract is a lot more programmable, has a lot more features. You can set up more routines. I can actually set up my full routine, whereas I couldn't do that with the Elite Mail pump. I had to sort of manually still mess with it like I would with the DP4000. You know, other than that, also this one doesn't support pulse pumping. Yeah, I'm not like 100%, but I'm like very, very sure that it doesn't support pulse pumping. But yeah, I think just from the software alone, I would go for the SmartTract. You know, again, the ergonomics are a little bit better on this one, but because it's still a little clunkier than the DP4000, I would still prefer the DP4000 over the Elite Mail pump. But just the software is really where like it beats out like everything else. You know, just because you're able to get upgrades and all that, and you can program a full routine, the SmartTract is the more advanced and the better one over the Elite Mail pump. So Elite Mail pump is still solid, but yeah, I would still prefer the Smart. Then I'll quickly just, you know, because I got like the full set, so you know, I was able to use, you know, the gliding gel. I actually like the gliding gel a lot. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to like buy it. I usually use like the Amazon water lubricant. But this one's a little comfier. It has aloe, so you know your skin is gonna take a beating over. You know, not also my skin from my dick takes a beating from having a lot of like. Oh my god, it has so much sweet. But yeah, I use like the castor oil for that to like recuperate a little bit. But yeah, this feels really good. I really like this gliding gel, and I wasn't even gonna mention it, but then I used it and I really liked it. It has aloe vera, water-based lubricant. The cylinder pretty basic. I got this 2.25. You know, like it feels a little bit lesser quality from the LeLuv. But yeah, it has like the lines, they're actually embedded. It's not a sticker, which is really good. It has centimeters and inches. This is a little bit dirty, so I apologize. But yeah, pretty basic. I think if you want to just get the whole kit, it's fine. You know, and it comes like, you know, I might put the unboxing depending on how I edit the video out. But yeah, you saw how it comes. I just wanted to briefly touch base on the cylinder and the gliding gel. I think they're pretty good. They're solid, you know, pretty basic. I really like the gliding gel, but you know, I don't think I would reorder it once it runs out. Like I'll just kind of use my castor oil at the end. So what I do is like I basically will pump and I'll put a tidy whitey, especially if I go to the gym, because I don't want to be sticking out a lot. And I'll put some castor oil because I don't want that castor oil to be rubbing up on, you know, my clothes. So, but yeah, but the gliding gel was pretty good. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it on all the accessories. And there you go. That was an epic, super thorough view. I know this is pretty popular, and I'm sorry it took me a little while to get it out there for you guys, but you know, I'm trying to stay up to date with all the latest product offerings. And again, this one was sent out for me for free. You know, the ones that I paid for was the DP4000. I paid for that. And yeah, you know, I think I like to pay top dollar for the good products, you know. So I think you really get the best bang for your buck a lot of times. So I really like it. And well, you heard all my thoughts. If you like this video, check out the affiliate link below, and also check out all the associated view of the other pumps as well. I think that'll give you even more insights into into my thoughts on the other pumps, and also check out the whole pump guide, which is one of my more popular videos where I actually go through my thoughts on pumping, the ideal routines that you can do not only on this pump but on manual pumps as well. And also, like, you know, I didn't even compare it to like the LeLuv Magna Pro because it's in a whole nother league. The LeLuv Magna Pro doesn't even compare to these. Like I you know, it's just like if you compare to a Honda to a Ferrari, you know, it's good for especially for the price, the LeLuv Magna, but it doesn't compare to like the true electric pump. So again, if you want coaching, check out the Patreon. It really helps me out. And just for you can even just support my channel for $5 a month. For $5 a month, you can support the channel. For $20 a month, that's how it is right now, you can actually get one-on-one coaching, and there's different tiers if you need help with payronis. I also offer help with that. And I'm doing a lot more content on dating as well. If you kept up with my channel, you know that I use a lot of tricks, a lot of PE tricks as well to, you know, for dating and stuff like that. So, you know, like putting my D size on Tinder, for example. So I call that the BBC game. In any case, yeah, so check out the Patreon, and that's the best way to support me, and that's the best way to get one-on-one coaching. If you really like this video, check out these other videos which may be relevant to you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.